Hey guys! How's it going? Everyone have a good week? Did everyone get tickets to the concerts that they wanted? Whether it's the Seoul online tickets, theater tickets, or Vegas tickets? Oh, you had a fever? I'm sorry. Was it COVID? I hope it wasn't COVID. Can you guys hear me okay? It's been good. How about you? Yeah, I've been good too. I got tickets, let's see, well, yesterday, oh god, it was only yesterday. I was up until, I was up at like 4:45 in the morning to watch the PTD Soul concert after 4 hours of sleep. I was awake, like really awake for the first hour, I think. Did I change my hair? No, it's just fading away. I will be changing it though, next week. I have an appointment, so I'm changing my hair, and it's a surprise what it's gonna be. But yeah, so I got up and I watched the 5 a.m. concert, and I was awake for the first hour of it, and then in the second hour I was started feeling a little bit of pain, and like, you know, like the actual concert was more like an hour and 45 minutes, so I was like, oh, okay, this is good, this is great. And then our lovely 7 men started talking. This is distracting me. They started talking, right? And they didn't stop talking. So until like for a while. So the total length of the concert ended up being like 2.5 hours, right? I was in a lot of pain by the end of it. Like my body did not want to did not want to be awake. So I went back to sleep. So like, let's see, it was 5 in the morning. It ended probably like 7:30 in the morning. And then I went back to sleep, and I had a meeting at 10, and I was gonna get up for it. I woke up at like 9:50 in so much pain. My body was just like, get your ass back to sleep right fucking now. And I just like, I texted out, I canceled my meeting. I was like, I cannot make an appearance. If I try to get up out of bed, I think I'm gonna vomit. But yeah, so that was fun, if painful. I feel bad for the armies on the West Coast, because for you it was like a 2 a.m. concert, right? I don't know what you're supposed to do in that case. Are you supposed to stay awake from the night before? Or are you supposed to go to sleep early and then get up? I don't get it. Do I have anyone in the chat who was on the West Coast who can tell me what you did? I went to sleep close to the end of the concert, but I was also scrolling through the timeline when the chaos started. Yeah, that was fun. Yours was 6 a.m. Where were you that it was 6 a.m.? What is that time zone? That's like ahead of the East Coast. Can you be ahead of the East Coast and still be in North America? I don't know geography. But yeah, so why am I orange? Come on, camera. Can you focus? I would like not to be orange. Please? Is that better? Okay, now I'm not as orange. Yeah, I don't miss those 2 a.m. concerts. I used to take a quick nap before the concert when I was on the West Coast. Yeah. I feel like that's really all you can do is just like take a quick nap and then get up. Well, now I'm the opposite. I hate cameras. Why don't they work properly? But yeah, so let's see, for those 2 a.m. you have to sleep and get back around like 11 or 12. Plus, LA concerts were at 4 a.m. for me. Love your necklace. Oh, thank you. This is my Love Yourself necklace that I bought on Bangtan Etsy, which is where all my money goes. Bangtan Etsy is like where I go for a pick-me-up because they have like the fan-made, really nice like merch where I can find like things that are more my style. But yeah. So tomorrow I'm going to the delayed showing of the PTD concert in theaters. I managed to snag a ticket, which by the way, I can't remember if we talked about this, but like it's hilarious to me that the theater showings also became a Hunger Games. Partially because all of these theaters didn't like really have a uniform release of concert ticket, like the dates, tickets, I guess you can call them concert tickets, to go see it. They just all like one by one like tweeted out like, hey, you can buy tickets now, and everybody was like, wait, what the fuck? Like, I didn't catch the tweet from whatever theater chain I'm going to. I just complained to all of you guys on Twitter. I'm like, how the fuck is everyone getting tickets now? And then people told me that like certain cinema chains had already like released them. And then I saw that like in France or something, they were already all sold out and it was like a Hunger Games. Like, damn. Oh, and then my coworker is from Ecuador, and she was saying that like her close friends, their daughter is also in army, and like they're only having like 2 showings in 2 places in Ecuador in like the whole country, and that was a Hunger Games. And she was like, I don't understand, if there's demand, why don't they just offer more? Like she's like she was like you know, like plenty of people can go, why don't they just offer more? And I just looked at her and I'm like, they offer more every single time. I think this theater release is the biggest they've had to date, with the most number of theaters and all of that. And still, obviously, it's sold out and it's insane because the fandom has grown that much. And I told my coworker, I'm like, you don't understand. This is eternally the problem. They are trying so hard to keep up with like demand from armies, but the amount of armies always outpaces them every single time. It's insane. It's fucking insane. My Caribbean army trended tags and bombarded them even though we didn't get the delay viewing. They really make post for my country. They usually bring the BTS movies down. Well, at least you get something, right? Well, that kind of sucks. Join the live stream. You said you got tickets. I did. I got tickets for the movies, and I also got tickets for Vegas. So I'm going on D3 and D4 the second week. And I got tickets for the D3 myself. Like, my husband and I managed... Actually, no. Funny story. I did not get a pre-sale code. Because, I don't know. God was not on my side. And, but luckily my friend Maddie she got a pre-sale code, but she couldn't use it because she had, like a performance or rehearsal or something to go to. So she gave me the code and she said, just buy tickets for all of us. So with her code, we managed to get tickets for Friday. And then Saturday, the last day, a really nice army sold me her tickets because she couldn't go. And I just have to say, I love the way we've found to get around Ticketmaster scalping and having them not get the fees, like when you sell a ticket. Because when you transfer a ticket to someone, it doesn't get... There's no fees. It's just like you transfer it like for free. So, and like we're paying off-site, right? Through Venmo, PayPal, Cash App, whatever you can have, right? So I just love the way we've said, fuck you, Ticketmaster. We'll organize our own like network of people who are buying and selling. Like I know Tia, if you know Tia on Twitter, she organized like a network of armies buying and selling, and she's connecting people to like exchange tickets so that none of us have to go through fucking Ticketmaster and none of us have to give them a single extra cent, and Ticketmaster can just go fuck themselves. They said it's because the equipment is expensive, because the cinema in my country is a franchise and Puerto Rico is part of the franchise, and they got it. That sucks. I can't tell if that's good or bad. Well, if they said the equipment is expensive. Well, I'm confused. It's a movie theater. They already have the equipment, right? I don't know. I have my issues with movie theaters, especially because ever since the pandemic hit, like, they got rid of a lot of their unionized workers, at least in the US, who are like the people who are engineers at like doing the adjusting the lighting of the movie and the sound. And so now, like, you just have, like, I don't know, usually like young people working at the movie theater who don't know that you have to adjust those settings between movies. Like, when, like, every movie has its own, like, preferred lighting and sound settings that it should have so that it sounds crystal clear and looks really good. And because the people employed at the movie theaters now don't know that, they don't change it. So, like, recently when I've been going to movies, they've all been shit quality visually and, like, audibly, and I'm livid. I'm like, if I was in my living room at my own house, I would have better sound and better, like, a better screen than when I go to the movie theaters. That's the opposite of what it should be like. Like, why am I paying like fucking $20 for one ticket to go see a movie when I'm getting shit quality? I'll just wait for the movie to come out on streaming sites. I didn't get the code either, but my friend got them and she bought them. That's good. Yeah, so the other thing I did notice about fucking tickets is that Ticketmaster made a note that when you, like, made a point to bring up an alert as you're waiting in the queue to buy your tickets for Vegas, and they were like, you know, Ticketmaster has put 100% of the tickets on sale. You know, they're here for you. You can buy 100% of them. And between, I think in just the Army pre-sale, they all sold out, right? They didn't even have a general pre-sale. Which, by the way, go fucking us. We sold out 4 days of BTS concerts, in like, what, 4 hours? Fuck yeah. That's how many of us there are. The bots are gonna fill the stadium. What's the capacity? Do we know how many people are, like, how many seats there are per day? I know, like, what the capacity of the stadium is. It's like 80 something thousand. But how many seats there are, do we know? But anyway, so we fucking sold all those out, right? And then before, like, we all bought tickets on pre-sale on a Thursday, and you couldn't transfer them to anyone until the following Monday, right? It's like Friday or Saturday, there's resale tickets available on the map on Ticketmaster for floor seats. All of these nice long strips of seats that are, like, selling for, like, what, $10,000, $20,000? So if you put 100% of the seats available for the pre-sale for normal people to buy, normal people who cannot transfer the tickets until Monday and who are not even allowed to sell the tickets. I don't know if you're even allowed to sell them now. I know that only the transfer function was open and available this past Monday. If normal people can't do that, then who are these people who are suddenly selling these amazing floor seats, these long string of like 5-6 seats in a row for like $10,000? I'm going to take a guess and say that's not normal people. That's either scalpers or Ticketmaster held back tickets. Fuck you, Ticketmaster. I literally have nothing nice to say about this goddamn company. Like, I honestly think they have a monopoly over the whole thing and they need to be broken up. It's just insane. It's insane the way that they have a chokehold over all concerts in this fucking country. It's insane. That was such a bad idea, though. Good but bad for the other armies that didn't get to buy any. Yeah, I know. And the thing is like, when we didn't get a pre-sale code, I was complaining to my husband. I was like, come on, like, shouldn't everyone get a pre-sale code? And he's like, yeah, I mean, there's only a limited amount of seats in the stadium, and there's tens of millions of armies. If they gave everyone a pre-sale code, we would be in a queue that would last for like 10 hours before it got to us. And I'm like, okay, maybe you have a point. So, I don't know. He thinks that they probably only released like pre-sale tickets probably for like, I don't know, maybe 100,000 people? 200,000, maybe something like that, out of all of the people who applied. I'm like, yeah, that's probably right. The funny thing is like, you know how we sold it out? I had absolutely like no doubt that we would sell it out. Like, I had every confidence. And the part where like Maddie was like, you know, if we don't get the, like, leading up to it, she's like, if we don't get the best tickets, maybe we can just wait for the general pre-sale the next day. I looked at her, I'm like, there won't be a general pre-sale. Why would armies leave seats on the table? We will all take anything. So yeah, when I said that, she's like, she looked at me, she's like, okay, you're right. And that's why, you know, we lucked out with the tickets we got. I have tickets on like the first tier in a really good spot. But yeah. Also, I have tentative plans to maybe live stream while I'm in Vegas, not the concert. I don't have the capabilities, and if I did, it would probably be potato quality anyway. But like, I mean, maybe we'll do another like get ready with us live stream in the hotel room, and hopefully it'll be less chaotic than the last one we did. But yeah. Okay. Anyway, this was a very long-winded welcome and tangent. I'm very good at going on tangents. But the whole reason that I gathered you all here today, well, one was to catch up with you and to see what's what's going on with all of you. Oh my God, you want to announce that you're publishing your very first book this week. That's amazing. What's your book? What are you publishing? Tell us more. Sweet summer child. Your husband used logic. Yeah. I complain about a lot of things, especially related to ticketing, this fandom, like needing enough space for us, theaters, and he always just looks at me and he's like, logical response, and I'm like, okay, but I wanted to complain. It is a collection of poems. Oh, that's so nice. Congrats. Do you want to let us know where we can find it? You've been working on it for the last 3 years. That's intense, and I can understand. Writing takes time. As a fellow writer, I understand. Anyone else have any milestones that we should celebrate? Anyone else have anything going on in their lives? It sounds like a book Namjoon would read. Yeah. Maybe you should send it to them. Oh, can we send things to... No, we can't send them anymore. I wish I could talk to my husband about BTS. Yeah. I kind of didn't give my husband an option. When I first discovered BTS, I was like, I discovered this. Watch them. And I put on like a couple of music videos and he was like, okay. And then I showed him the Go-Go song and their performance of it on like one of the music shows, and that was the song that like hooked him. He was just like, okay, this is catchy. Okay, can we watch that again? So, and then I don't know, I just dragged him down the rabbit hole with me. I didn't really give him an option not to go down there. And then Jin became his bias, and then I didn't really need to help him. Although I remember I used to, like, when I was a fetus army and I was on YouTube going through, like, literally every video I could find about BTS, There was like videos that were like them singing a cappella or them just like doing really nice ad libs in concerts, like a compilation. And I remember I was just playing it and like not looking at it and just being like, oh, that's Jimin. Oh, that's Jungkook. Like, oh, that's Tae. Like, oh, that's Jin. And my husband would just look at me and be like, how can you tell? And I'm like, because I know their voices. And then at one point, like, one of them coughed, and I'm like, oh, that's Jin coughing. And he was like, how can you tell? And I'm like, I don't know, you spend enough time with them, you know. And then fast forward a couple of months, he was doing the same exact thing. And I'm just like, see? When you know them, you know them. And then you know them too well. You could see, like a picture of their elbow in the corner of some picture, and you're like, oh, I know whose elbow that is. That's Yoongi's elbow. I was lucky to be able to publish it before my birthday. Aw, that's so nice. I wish there was like a P.O. box or something that you could just send it to BTS and be like, here you go, present. My husband literally hates them. I live with an auntie. Oh, I'm sorry. That sucks. Don't give up on yourself. If you just... my coworkers were kind of aunties, at least some of them. I had like a couple of bad eggs in my office who were a little mean about my BTS obsession, but no matter what they told me, I didn't back down, and I was unapologetically an ARMY. And eventually they got bored and like gave up being mean to me about it, because they were like, it's not like, she doesn't react, she doesn't decrease her obsession, it just, in fact, it only grows. Okay, what the fuck is this? Okay, Yami, tell me about your obsession. So, I don't know. I believe in wars of attrition. Just wear them away. Be unapologetically yourself. YOLO. I found out my cousin in Mexico is a BTS fan. He's not an ARMY yet, but he definitely likes their music. Oh, that's good. And he's so far away too, and he still likes them. That's nice. I don't have much going on, but I'm having a project for Vegas concert with a group of crafters. I don't know if you heard of yarn bombing. No, but that sounds really soft and fun. Is that like playing dodgeball with balls of yarn? Because I would be really into that. Do you want to explain some more, Pyro? I converted a few into armies at my old job. Good. Good. And then you left. And you left the seeds of armydom in your wake. That's how it should be. I didn't back down either. We fought about it, but I think he now knows they are my happy place. Good. I mean, I hope so, right? It's the least he can do. He should want you to be happy, right? Okay, we don't need to listen to them talking in their skit about winning Billboard. Isn't it crazy that at this point in time, they had, like, this skit that they included in here was them getting their first #1 on Billboard, and it was a really momentous occasion for them, to the point where they're like, we want to include the skit of us reacting to it for the first time. And then, since then, we've thrown them up there so much and so often that, to me, it's just like, oh yeah, they deserve to be there. Like, it's gonna happen. Whenever they release a new song, it's going up there. I have every faith in them. Will Coldplay let me play this? Playing music on live streams on YouTube is it's like a Russian roulette. I know that BTS will let me play their music. They'll like copyright claim it and like want to make money off the stream, and I'm like, okay, go ahead, I don't care. Make all the money you want, kings. But I know their Japanese songs are not allowed to be played. That will get me that will get my live stream blocked. But My Universe is a Coldplay song. Will they let me play it? Let's find out. If I disappear suddenly, you know why. Yes, it's when you decorate public places with yarn-based panels. In this case, it will be BTS themed. That sounds cool. I can't really picture that in my head, but that sounds like fun. I'm excited for that. You'll have to tweet about it so we can all go look at it. The one with the social award skit with the transition with mic drop. I fucking love that transition. So this is on Love Yourself Her, where you have the skit of them winning the Billboard Top Social Artist the first time. And the Billboard Music Award goes to BTS! Money, money, money! And then they play Blood, Sweat, and Tears as they walk up. They give their speech. And then, like, I love that the mic that they're using, it like kind of like cuts out. And then it goes right into mic drop. You're right. Like, I adore it. It's so well done. The kind of like, we've gotten so far ahead of you, haters. We do not care. Mic drop. What do you have? we already have that. You don't. Okay, so anyway, I got distracted. Today, what I have brought you together for, feel free to tell me more milestones as we go through this, is I want to review the HYBE Q4 earnings report with you and see what kind of goodies and insider secrets they have for us in there. What I was trying to wait for before doing this was the annual report, which is like, would be similar to like what I did when I looked through the iHeartRadio financials. That was their annual report, and it's like really dense with lots of information, but it has not been released yet, and that's okay. This is their first full year being audited, I think. Yeah, because they went public at the end of 2020. So I think whoever their auditor is probably having a wild ride trying to get all their shit audited correctly. I've been on first time audits of big companies. One of them, so their year end was like the normal calendar year, and we were still auditing them until the end of May. The end of May was when we finally finished. It was a hot fucking mess. So that can happen. I hope that doesn't happen for HYBE, because that's like a headache for everyone involved, but it could. Why am I orange again? Fine, I'll just be orange. I give up. I don't want to change anything. Okay. You're not BTS. I don't know if you'll let me play you. Anybody have an album suggestion? I want to play a full BTS album. Which album should I do? Just kidding. I know what I want to do. I want to do Love Yourself Answer. Take me back. Take me back to that happy time. This music is like a little too loud for me to think. But can you hear me if I talk over it, or is it annoying? Okay. And also, to go along with financials, after I after I finish my green tea, I have beer here, because I think going through financials should always involve alcohol. So I'm gonna recommend you guys grab some alcohol as well to make this more fun. Okay, good. You can hear me. I can't hear myself think a little bit because I'm just getting really distracted by the music, but I'll turn it down if it gets too obnoxious. Okay, so what we're gonna do here is I'm gonna go through this PDF. There's only like 7 pages by myself, and see what I can glean, and then we'll go listen to the earnings call together, which is in Korean and then English. You are orange because Yoongi tangerine vibes. Yes. Where's my tangerine Yoongi? Okay, he's buried back there somewhere. Well, actually, so I'm gonna let you, the first thing that I'm gonna end up doing on this, blah, 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 disclaimer, we'll just keep going, is I have to translate all of this into dollars because none of us, or most of us, are not familiar with won. So while I do that, I'm gonna turn up the music and just focus on fixing all this. This will take me maybe like 5 minutes. So if you guys need to get some alcohol to join this party, you are more than welcome to. Yeah, let's get started. Do they really make $1 billion? Hold on, JK, be quiet for a minute. Alright, the reason I say that is because this is in millions, right? So that means in thousands would be whatever. If I say the number 6, it's in thousands. You add 3 zeros after it because it's 6,000. If I say it's in millions, then you add 6 zeros after it. So if I say 6 in millions, that's 6 million. So 6, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3 millions. So if our revenue here is this much, I throw it in here, it converts it to 1,018 millions, then I have to add 6 zero after it. I think they made $1 billion. Oh, okay, that makes sense. It's the whole year. Okay, for a minute I was like, is this the quarter? In Q4 of last year, they made $1 billion. No, it's the full year. So, okay, that makes sense. Okay, I'm not crazy. Oh, hold on. I want to change the exchange rate to be as of the end of the year, because that's what they would have to do. Let me go back and do that. Just one night, I really one night, just dance. 897. Take me back to those concerts, man.
너의 품으로 네가 날 불렀을 땐 나는 너의 꽃으로 기다렸던 것처럼 우리 시리도록 펴 어쩌면 우지의 섭리 그냥 그랬던 거야. You know I know 너는 난 너 설레는 만큼 많이 두려워 운명이 우릴 자꾸 질투했어 너만큼 나도 많이 무서워 When you see me When you touch me
Let's translate the prior year. I loved hearing like the full version of this song when they 669 when they came out with the full version on Love Yourself Answer. Because I didn't know there was a full version that we were missing. It was so nice to get it. These numbers are too big! Fine. We don't care about 2019. We only care about 2020. How much more money they made? It's insane. 269. Him dancing in concert to this and humping the floor. Anybody want to have a Discord concert where I play something from Love Yourself? Like a whole concert? I have all of them that they let you buy. And if it's on Discord, they can't stop us, right? I don't wanna let go, no. I got at least 2 of you interested. Which one? We got Love Yourself in City Field, which I went to. Kim Namjoon, Kim Seokjin, Min Yoongi, Jung Ho-seok, Park Ji-min, Kim Taehyung, Jung Jungkook, BTS. I can't not listen to that song and not do the fan chant. Like, if it comes on in the car, my husband and I are talking, we shut up and do the fan chant. So there's Love Yourself City Field, which I have, and I was there, and it's amazing. There's Love Yourself Seoul, which is their first concert, and I have that one. There's Love Yourself in Europe, which I have as well. And then there's the finale, which they, Love Yourself, the final, which they had on V Live, which I bought. And it should be video on demand. But I don't know if I can share my screen and have it be seen. Like, it may be one of those things where it blocks it. Like, you know what I mean? Like, if you try to share your screen and watch a video on Weverse, for example, it doesn't show up on the shared screen thing. It's just blank. Soul. We could watch that one. That one's good. I'm biased. I like the City Field one because I've never seen them be so happy to perform. They fucking relished City Field, that entire concert. Yeah, you think VLive blocks it? Those fuckers. Let me have a good time. Alright, I think I translated everything I was gonna, but I do need a calculator. Oh yeah. I'm gonna show the variance. I'm mutilating the spreadsheet, but that's fine. I have short-term memory loss. They made so much more money! Raise your hand if you're surprised that they made more money. Everyone's hands should be down. I cannot believe this song has choreo, and the choreo is fucking devastating. So sad that my coworker kept inviting me to go see City Field, and I kept saying no. Literally 3 months later, I became ARMY. Ouch. I feel that. It happens. You meet BTS when you're ready. If you're forced into it, it's not the same. Okay, let me just do some checks to make sure I did this right. Alright, 3118. Okay. That doesn't make sense. Let me try this. 317. Okay, so these are all together. Fuck you. Let me move you. Why can't I do basic math? Alright, now it makes sense. Alright, I did it right. Let me just double check the other one. I want it anyway. That works. 2118 plus 111 plus 28. If you don't know what I'm doing, it's okay. I will explain in a minute. Rounding, yeah. 669 minus 547 should get us 122, and 1056 minus. Adore the song. Eat a damn croissant. That's all I hear when I hear that song. Eat a damn croissant. Okay. Alright. We got this shit translated. I don't know how long that took. Probably more than 5 minutes. Whatever. Sodom. Okay. I'm just gonna shrink it and show it like this. Okay. So basically, you guys ready for this? I need my bear. Hold on. I just have to tell you, I have the cutest bottle opener. Oh no, you guys aren't gonna be able to see this because you're chatty and you're in the way. Oh, I'll just move you over here. Live so I love. If I make it this size, can you see it? Fuck. JKLMN. Oh! Oh, I'm gonna have to make you guys smaller. Sorry. Alright, so I keep getting distracted. The cutest bottle opener in the world. It's a little bottle. I think it's champagne. Yeah, I think it's champagne. But it's so small and cute. It's also the only bottle opener I haven't lost, so that's why I'm using it. Alright. Let's get this shit started. Looking at this, the way they like to show their revenue is by saying our revenue is broken out between artist direct involvement, so revenue that we needed to have our artists directly involved in, and revenue that didn't involve their direct involvement. Oh my god, this is a really wordy way of saying it. I hope you guys have watched my previous videos where I probably explained this better. But ideally, what they want to do is they want more artist indirect involvement than direct involvement, because indirect involvement means they don't need humans to like give their time, blood, sweat, energy, creative thoughts, whatever. They just can, like do things without them. So those are things like, can you see my cursor? I think you can. Things like merch. Are you not gonna let me highlight here? Fine. Like merch, so stuff sold on Weavers, content, which is the, what would that be? That would be the things we watch. Not live streamed concerts, but more like, in the soup too. Oh my god, I just realized I haven't finished In the Soup too. I have 2 episodes to go. I know what I'm doing this weekend. And fan club stuff. So like the army membership or any artist membership. And so ideally they want to steer towards a more of an indirect involvement revenue business, because that means they don't have to squeeze their artists for everything they're worth, basically. It's a more sustainable model, and that's what everybody wants. So actually, I realized I need to calculate the percentage. So let's see. In 2020, artist direct involvement revenue, I'll calculate it off of the converted range. This is wrong. I converted these wrong because I used the exchange rate as of 12/31. I should have used the exchange rate as of the prior year. I don't really want to fix it, but let's see how badly I fuck this up. I should have used it from the prior year. So if I did 796, 283, 731. Was the exchange rate better last year? It seems like it was better. Last year, 1 won. Hold on, it's easier to do it the other way. Last year, 12/31/2020, $1 was 1,088 won. So if I switch that, I'm giving you a lesson in currency. It's 190. Oh shit, what was it before? I already forgot. It increased by like 100 won, right? I'm gonna write this down. My brain is not focusing. So on 12/31/21, $1 was equal to 190. What did I say it was before? Yeah, so it went up. It's basically 188. It went up like over 100 won. Thank you, baby. You're wrong. It wasn't 108.1. It was 108.8. Whatever, close enough. So technically, my exchange rates are wrong here. So they made less money than this, but close enough. Close enough. I don't feel like fixing this because I would have to fix this and then I'd have to fix all of this. If I had done this all in Excel, I could have fixed it really easily, but I didn't do this in Excel. I did this in a PDF. This is me marking this up. So anyway, whatever. Let's pretend I did this correctly. Why does it matter? Because the date of a exchange rate matters between currencies. And if you have financials that you're reporting as of an end date, so like this is as of December 31st of whatever year, you need to use the exchange rate of that year if you're exchanging it. So in this case, I'm sitting here and I'm exchanging it into dollars. So to give you an actual accurate look at what that won was in dollars at that time, we have to use that date's exchange rate, but it's fine. It's whatever. Like for what we're doing, we're not being rocket scientists here or super duper accountants, even though that's my job. We're going to pretend we know what we're doing, and we're going to drink. Anyway, artist direct involvement out of the total revenue was 47%. Actually, I don't want that one. I want this one. Oops. Yeah, we don't care about 2019 anymore. So conversely then, 53, yep. So they were moving in the right direction in 2020, where a little bit more of the revenue was being made from artist indirect involvement. So what does that look like in 2021? 41 divided by 1056. They made even more progress. This is now 42%. Let's put that here. And then if where's my calculator? Do 616 divided by 1056. That's 58. Okay, yeah, so they've definitely made progress here. They're doing well in steering their business away from being one that relies heavily on humans giving everything they have to support an entire company, and more towards intellectual property as sustaining an entire company, which is good. It's less pressure on our artists. It allows them the freedom to have a more sustainable like work-life balance and a more normal life, maybe. And it allows the company to continue to grow in a world where we expect companies to grow no matter how well they're doing. They always need to show growth, which is itself a really weird concept, to be honest. But that's going into like the philosophy of capitalism and stock markets and all of that. All you need to know right now is that everyone expects a company to show growth year over year. So if you have to do that, better you do it not in a way that puts a shit ton of pressure on people. 1 second. Give me a second. Can I just say, I love this song so fucking much. I wanna be a good boy. That's not what he's saying, but I pretend it is. Nah, don't know me. Okay. Still, one of their fucking crowning glories, especially with this harmony. Love it. Sorry, I keep getting distracted. Alright, so anyway, good progression. They're doing good. Good job, guys. Moving on. Among the first of all, this amount of money they've made over $1 billion this year as a company, versus last year in 2020 they made $670 million. Still a lot of fucking money, but the fact that they're in the billions now, like, this is real fucking growth. So this is again hard to explain, but like if you're an investor and you want to see growth and you want to feel comfortable that you're investing in a company that's like gonna confidently grow and grow and grow, this is what you want to see. You want to see revenue going up, and you also want to see revenue minus expenses. You want to see their net profit going up. And their net profit did go up by $45 million. Like, holy fuck. So let's see. Their breakout. For artist direct involvement, the most amount of money was made from albums. So this is company-wide. So this is BTS albums, TXT albums, 17, Lee Hyun. Good God, who else is under them now? I did a whole stream on this, but I don't remember. Zico? Maybe? Anyway, all of them. But predominantly, it's still gonna be BTS. So, I believe this is the money we helped them earn by all of the Butter albums we bought, all of the singles we bought, like us going fucking crazy, pushing them to #1 with Butter, with Permission to Dance, with My Universe. Although I'm actually curious how they earn money off of My Universe, probably as just like royalties for their portion of it. I don't know. I don't know how they would have split that up with Coldplay. But so that's where that came from. The amount from concerts in here would be, again, I want to say that the rest of the company matters, and they do, but it's still going to be predominantly BTS. Because ARMY is fucking insane, and our buying power is insane. And I believe these concerts would be the Permission to Dance in Seoul online concert. And it would be the LA concerts. So between all of that, right? Because I know that I saw that there was at least one that could be this year. There could have been concerts for the other artists, but they're not going to be at the scale that BTS's were. So BTS obviously earned the most money. There are a lot of new groups. HYBE's debuting soon too. I had no idea until I saw a list, and I was like, oh, yeah, I know. Maybe we'll hear about that when we listen to the earnings call. But yeah, so there's that. And then ads, appearances, and management. They earned $85 million this year from that. In comparison to last year, they only earned $39 million. So this would be like their brand ambassadorships. And it's going to be predominantly BTS again. With Hyundai, with Louis Vuitton, with McDonald's. Yeah. All of that shit earned them a shit ton of money. That's what this is. So they clearly earned more money. Good for them. 46 more million than last year. And then in terms of artist indirect involvement, which is supposed to be their powerhouse and what they're trying to make into their, and Fila. Do they still have their ambassadorship with Fila? I think they do. They ended their ambassadorship with Puma, which I was sad about. And Samsung. Yes, you're right. I did a whole video about their brand ambassadorships. I should know this. But I wrote it down, so therefore I have deleted it from my brain. Okay. So that's that. Artist and direct involvement. Merchandising and licensing. This is Weverse merch. This is every artist, all the money that is being made off of Weverse. And they went from 218 million last year, and even less the prior year, to 266 million this year. It's a lot of money to make off of merch. $48 million more than the prior year. Like, you want to talk about, because they were trying to sell the investors on, like, hey, this is our model. We want to grow Weverse. We want this to be this huge thing that is going to be like a monster of its own. It is going to grow, and it's going to have all these artists on it, and it's going to be a way for fans to connect to their artists and generate merch, blah, blah, blah. And this is their proof that it was a profitable venture by saying, look how much more fucking money we're making than last year. And we still have room to grow. And then fan club. If you guys ever watched one of my earnings videos, I can't remember which one. Q2, Q3? Must have been Q2 because I didn't do shit for Q3, I think. I talked about how, like, if they want to grow their revenue that they make as a company, like if they want to make more money off of artist and direct involvement, that they need to, like, the place where they could use the most amount of help is in the fan club section, like the memberships. Because it's like, if you want, you got to make it more attractive for people to buy memberships. So you either make it more attractive or you grow your fandom, because then each new person is going to buy their own membership. Whatever they did, they're doing it right, because they earned $10 million more this year than last year, on just memberships. So I think that's a combination of more artists on the platform, so more people wanting to buy memberships, and also maybe more people buying memberships because they want to be able to do the pre-sale, like the ARMY pre-sale for concerts. I know, for example, like my husband didn't have a membership because he didn't need one. I had one. So if he's sitting on the couch with me and I've already bought everything, why does he need to buy it? But in order for us to increase the chance of getting a pre-sale code, which we did not, he bought the ARMY membership too. At the end of the day, so far it hasn't really benefited him, but it's already bought, and he's just like, I'm not going to return it. It was like, what, $20-$30? But yeah, so that's that. Operating expense. If you grow your revenue, typically your expenses are also going to grow, because it costs money to make more money. So their expenses last year were like $547 million. Now they're $891 million. So they have an increase of $350 million. It just makes sense. Yeah. It didn't balloon. Well, I never thought I would need membership until now. Exactly. I remember at one point I got a survey. I think I've mentioned this before. I got a survey from Weavers that was like, do you like your ARMY membership? What's like the benefit you like from it the most? And they had like a long list of like benefits, and I was like, these are benefits? I didn't know I got them. They were like, the only one I could think of, the one that I picked was like, what is your favorite benefit? I'm like, ARMY presale. Like, that's all. Like, we get other shit. Oh yeah, we get discount pricing for like live concert, like live streamed concerts. We get discount prices for that. We get access to ARMY membership only pictures for BTS birthdays. I can't think of anything else we get. If we get other benefits, I've either assumed that they're standard, or I don't even notice that they're there. Am I alone in this? I did membership pre-Weavers, like through the Korean website. It was wild. Yeah, when that was around, so this was like before Weavers. Weavers came out in like mid 2018. Before then, you had the fan cafe, right? And if you wanted to be part of it and be able to post, you had to pass like a really long ARMY test, right? Where you had to provide, like, you had to answer all these really complicated questions to prove that like you knew shit about BTS and like you were invested. And then I remember seeing something, you can correct me if I'm wrong, but it was like saying that if you want to be able to post, you're only like, you have to develop a history of posting correctly, so you can only post in certain like chat rooms and threads and leave commentary, and if you say anything bad, obviously you get banned, but like you need to post like a certain amount of times and be consistent about it before they'll promote you to allow you to post in other places where perhaps like BTS might see it. It was insane. Like, the security was really fucking tight. It was so hard. Yeah, exactly. Did it work? Or did it just limit the amount of people who were willing to go through that? Because I remember... Oh, and then it was also all in Korean. So I was just like, well, don't speak Korean. I'm gonna skip that and just stay on Twitter. Because I am not going to learn that anytime soon. Sadly. I wish they had a simpler version for Weavers. They need to start banning people too. Yeah. Yeah, I would agree. Not to be mean, but some people should not have access to be able to fucking post on there. It worked, to be honest. It, for the most part, kept the weirdos out. Oh, you mean those weirdos who are now posting all over the place on Weverse? That test was PhD level. Yeah, I remember I saw someone translate part of it into English, and it was like things that I was like, I don't even know where I would look this up. Like, I'm fucking screwed. I'm never going to be able to pass that fan cafe test. I wonder who made those questions. Like, if it was like some big head staff who was like coming up with the most complicated things. We will never be free. We were just a hot mess. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, if you guys can give an example of those questions. Anyway, back to this. Oh, cute. They have a typo. Instead of operating profit, they wrote appearing profit. They have a higher profit than last year by a good chunk. That shows growth. $38 million more. That's fucking great. To be able to make as much money as you did the prior year and more, that's really good. It means your business model is good. It means you're doing something right. If you're an investor and you're just like, did I make a good choice in investing in this company? This is the shit that makes you go, oh yes, I did. They are confidently growing. They know what they're fucking doing. Adjusted EBITDA, it doesn't fucking matter. Don't worry about that. And net profit is just, it's the bottom line. They made $45 million more than last year. That's just, it's fucking phenomenal. It's fucking phenomenal. Like, they have their shit together. They have a strategy. They have a plan. They are a well-oiled machine in most places overall, because Weverse is not that well-oiled of a machine, not gonna lie. But in general, it's a good time. All right, let's move on. Anyway, I had to like do all of this, right? So that we could understand. I had to translate the currency from won into dollars so that we would have a better idea of like how much money they're actually making and what their growth actually is, because I think it's really hard to conceptualize it when it's in won. More people just know the dollar. Or even if you're in another currency, it's easier for you to estimate your currency in relation to the dollar than relation to won. That's why I translate all of this. So now that I've shown you how I look at this and how I translate this, you can also do this yourself. But you're probably not gonna, because it's easier to make me do it, which is fine. I understand that. And I will keep doing this because I'm a nerd. Anyway, let's move on. Okay, here's Q4. I don't really feel like translating this, unless you guys want to. All of this is, like, if you just look at it in won, you can see they made more money than last quarter. So literally the 3 months preceding it. Here, I can at least do this. So this is October through December. This is the prior year. You're my tear, you're my tear. This song is really sad for me to listen to now that we know like the backstory of what it actually is about. You guys know what I'm talking about, right? You guys all saw Break the Silence, right? If you need help with that, I need help digesting, I do somewhere on this channel, I have a commentary between me and a couple other people where we talk about like what this song means and like what it means for BTS. But yeah, anyway, so basically what this is showing is that they made more money in the last quarter of the year than the quarter before it, which is amazing, which I believe is because you had the PTD concerts in LA in November / beginning of December. So that's where this was. And they made definitely more money than the prior year. if you want to see that broken down. Concerts, yeah. No money from concerts, no money from concerts, suddenly money from concerts. This is all BTS right here. In terms of albums, well, the Butter and PTD, that was like May, right? So it's normal I can understand why the amount of money they made off albums went down, because we bought all those albums earlier in the year. And then they made more money off of their appearances. I think at the end of last year, was at the beginning of this year, where they had the Louis Vuitton, like, catwalk thing, where they had, like, another show with them. I can't remember when that was. The last quarter of the year, they made way more money off of merch. I would say this is from... What would this be from? This is probably from concert merch. Like, all the PTD merch associated with the concerts in LA. My God, those lines there were so fucking long. They were hours long. Like, 2-3 hours long to get merch. The lines for them were insane. Like, the demand for that was insane. Insane. Makes complete sense why they made a shit ton of money. Contents, it was high again. Why was it high? What did we have in the last quarter of the year? You could see the merch lines from the plane. Holy fuck. Holy fuck. That's insane. What did we have? Content. I would say if they're live streaming a concert would fall under the concert revenue. I don't think it would go under content. Did we have anything else come out? Oh, you know what it was? It was probably Season's Greetings. And yeah, Season's Greetings that they released, which, by the way, finally arrived to my house. So I was gonna do another stream at some point where I open it. So I don't know, we can just look at it together because it's all packaged away. I haven't opened it yet. And then fan club, yeah, same shit. Anyway, okay, that's pretty much all you can glean off of this. Artist highlight. Billboard Hot 100, number 1 on Billboard Hot 100 for 22 weeks out of 52 weeks between BTS, Justin Bieber, and Ariana Grande. This is the biggest fucking flex I could think of. You know, like, this is HYBE justifying their purchase of Ithaca, because now they're showing their dominance of the fucking Billboard. Oh, and then they break it out. So BTS, number 1 on Billboard Hot 100 for 10 straight weeks and 12 weeks in total between Butter, Permission to Dance, and My Universe. 4 Billboard Music Awards, 3 American Music Awards, 2 consecutive Grammy Award nominations. Fucking kick ass. 17. Good for them. I'm not going to read through it. I'm sorry. I only care about BTS. TXT are also doing good. They're really thriving in Japan. Like, Oricon is the Japan version of Billboard. Like, that's their music chart. Like, they're blowing it up. Second full album EP in Japan. Like TXT has, like, really found a foothold in Japan. Good for them. And HYBE, they're doing good too. I think HYBE is also popular in Japan. In the Soup came out. Did it come out in, like, October, November? That would make sense. Maybe that's why I never finished it. Because I had my vacation in Hawaii and then the LA concerts, and then I forgot about it. That would make sense. Okay, artist highlight. I love this. I love this graph. Like, BTS number 1 with Love Yourself Tear and Love Yourself Answer, because fuck yeah, that's why. Number 1 with Map of the Soul Persona. Number 1 with Map of the Soul 7, B, and TXT's Blue Hour. And then in 2021, Oh, not number 1. It was like number 26. And then in 2021, 17 got to 13, TXT got to 5, and HYBE got to 11. So basically, they're just showing, like, look at all of our artists, like, our major artists. We're fucking killing it. We're fucking killing it. We're really breaking through into America, because America is Billboard. And then in terms of Japan, BTS The Best is number 1. I have that. I have that too. I have everything because I get FOMO if I don't buy it. So number 1 is BTS with BTS The Best. They're also 11 with B. They're also number 13 with Butter. Yeah. BTS are very much loved by our Japan armies as well, our J armies. And yes, the reason they include Japan on here because it's like one of the largest music markets. All right. Business highlight: inorganic growth through Ithaca Holdings acquisition and organic growth of Korean artists. What they mean is, like, organic growth is your business model is so good and your business strategy is so good that you're just making more money and finding new fans and having more sales just because, like, your artists are that good or your promotion of them is that good. And inorganic growth is we acquired another company and we went from being a company this size to being a company this size instantly. That's what that means. Album sales, BTS are in black. This is what I mean. They're trying, HYBE's trying to diversify their artists and the amount of people who make them money, artists who generate revenue, but BTS still fucking dominates it. And it's because the fandom is so fucking huge. Like, everyone just loves BTS. And then there's a good chunk of people who love 17, because 17 got acquired, I think, in 2020. So, and then others would include TXT. And so once they acquired Ithaca at the beginning of 2021, if I remember my own video correctly, good God, I forgot. I think it was like April or May of 2021. April, I think. Because they acquired Ithaca, they immediately acquired all those artists. So all those artist sales immediately get lumped in with them. So look, they literally grew from 2020 by over two times, over twice, like they doubled. They more than doubled. That's the proper way of saying it, because of their growth and because of the Ithaca artists being added in. And so breaking that out, this is Scooter Brown and this is Big Machine label. So this is all the country artists and this is all the pop artists. So Scooter Brown, Ariana Grande sold a lot of albums. Justin Bieber sold pretty much the same amount. I don't know who Dan and Shay are. Demi Lovato, Black Eyed Peas. I didn't know Black Eyed Peas roll up there. I don't know who YG is. J Balvin, David Guetta. David Guetta rolls up into that. I want a David Guetta remix of a BTS song. That would make me happy. Just putting that out there. And then Big Machine label. These are all country artists. I don't care about them, so we're just going to move on. Album sales of Korean artists. BTS had this huge growth. So they sold 6.2 million units in 2019. That would be Love Yourself Tear and Love Yourself Answer, both of those albums. And then in 2020, that would be Map of the Soul 7. When did they come out with B? Was that also 2020? I think it was, right? I'm losing my mind. Time has ceased to have any meaning. But yeah, I think B came out in October of 2020. Yes, thank you. So those two albums together, 9 million fucking album units sold. And then in 2021, where all they released was Butter, which was an EP with 3 songs on it. Butter, PTD, And Butter instrumental? I think that's what it was. EP. But is that even an EP? I feel like it's just like a fucking single. They made 7.4 mil. They sold 7.4 million units. 2020, 2 albums, 2 big, one huge album and one like milestone pandemic album. And then just like 2 singles. What the fuck? This fandom has grown so much. And also our buying power. We fucking went nuts buying Butter. They did the best and also be regular. You're right, they did. BTS the best was 2021. But I think I'm trying to figure out because BTS the best was pretty much like majority of the sales came from Japan, so that would be Oricon. So this portion is just highlighting the US album sales. This thing here is showing Gaon chart data, and we know Gaon is the Korean equivalent of Billboard, so the Gaon is the chart used in Korea. So I think this is international. This is everything. Yeah, you're right. So this does include the BTS the best and B regular. But still, it's fucking insane. It's fucking insane. 17 showed growth, TXT showed growth, and HYBE showed growth. Like, this is what you want to show. Like, if you are HYBE, you're literally coming in saying, look, we have a business model, and these are our artists, and all of our artists are promising. All of our artists have room to grow. They are continuing to find new fans and sell more albums, more music every year. We know what we're doing. We know how to find talent. We know how to train it. We know how to promote them. And we know how to make the connection between artist and fan better than anyone else. We have upcoming bands, of upcoming groups that we're debuting. Watch them do this as well. This is what they're literally saying here. So this is them saying, okay, here's the company, HYBE, with everyone underneath it. Oh, I like the logos. That's cute. So between albums, concerts, managing the artists, and ad revenue from like brand ambassadorships and sponsorships and all that, all of that results in basically, my hair keeps falling out. Never mind. Basically, all of that stuff also generates 3 kinds of indirect artist involvement revenue from merchandise. No. Was this McDonald's? I think they're trying to say that between all of that, they had the partnership with McDonald's. I think MD, I thought it stood for merchandise, but maybe it stands for McDonald's, because that's the McDonald's logo. I miss the BTS meal, I'm not gonna lie. Licensing, that would be like BT21, where I think you guys know by now, but the BT21 characters were made in a collaboration with Line, but it's their like characters, so they license the intellectual property for those characters to Line to sell, but they make money off of them because they have some kind of arrangement where they get some kind of royalty or a fee or whatever. And then films like the docuseries, they have Bring the Soul here. Bring the Soul, did that come out in 20? That came out in 2020, didn't it? Right? I'm not crazy, right? I guess people continue to watch it in 2021. They had merchandise for their McDonald's collab, though, on Weaver's shop. They did. You're right. I don't really feel like... Who knows? Maybe they did make a lot of money off of it. I don't know. Actually, I think this is merchandise, and they're just using McDonald's as an example, because then they're giving examples of different types of merch and things you can buy on Weavers, like entertainment being the Learn Korean with BTS packages that you could buy, which I have both of. I have both packages they offered. I've opened them. That's all I did. Then I closed them again. I really want to learn Korean, but I have no fucking time. Unless I live stream me learning it. Maybe we can all learn together. Don't know how well that would work, but you never know. Another merch related item is the NFT. So for that one, maybe this is forward looking, like other stuff they're doing this year. Like, because they're saying for the NFT things, they're planning to release a platform or something we can buy mid this year that will invigorate the fan community, whatever that means. The only way I can see that happening is if they sell us photo cards with naked members on them. Other than that, I don't know what will invigorate us, because I think the fandom in general doesn't have a really good understanding or trust of NFTs right now. But that is HYBE's job to educate us and make us want it. And then the third one is the pop-up stores, the House of BTS, which they do in Seoul. They didn't have one in LA, did they? Or did they? Or maybe they did. I can't remember. But usually they have like a pop-up store in whatever city they're doing a concert in. In terms of licensing, they have like the game Rhythm HYBE. BTS's music is all over that, and their pictures and their faces all over that, right? So they get a licensing fee. They make money off of licensing through that for using their likeness and their music. Because isn't that game a collab with Netmarble? Or am I confusing things? But yeah. And then there's also a new game that's supposed to be released in June of this year. So that's exciting. I like games. And then also publishing, which would be, I don't know what OSB stands for, but they're talking about their like webtoons and web novels that came out, like Choco, Seven Fates. I need to catch up on that. I have not had a chance to. I do like the song Stay Alive though. That song was really, really catchy. And then in terms of films, I guess Burn the Soul was just an example of what a BTS film looks like. And they're talking about In the Soup, because they released In the Soup 2 this year. And that also led to a character, an In the Soup character, which was that like fucking tree that you can buy merch with, like a plushie with, which was kind of cute. Anyway, so this is them saying, I think this was more of like a forward-looking thing about like what they've done and what they're doing. Like maybe they're going to sell more merch with this character, because all of these are like future stuff. Platform. This is Weverse. So they're showing growth in Weverse. This is when it opened. No, this is not when it opened, but this is the beginning of 2020, because if they went all the way back to the beginning when it opened, when it was first released, they'd have to go back to like mid 2019, and they couldn't fit that on the graph. A tree? Yeah, the character that the In the Soup tree, or maybe it's a hill. I don't fucking know. Anyway, they're showing growth. The reason they're showing growth on Weverse in terms of MAU is they wrote it down. It's like millions, like million users. I don't remember what this stands for, but it means like the number of people on this app. And they're showing that they continue to have a lot of growth here, and I think it's because they keep adding new artists to Weverse like all the time. Every single time they add a new user, every time they add a new artist, they bring that artist fandom to the app. And when you have more eyes in your app, you have more of a chance to sell them things if they want it. So this is good. This is them showing that they are continuing to find more and more people to potentially buy their merch. And they're saying that that's a good thing, because here's the graph of average revenue per paying user. So over time, like there's a steady growth of how much money people are spending on Weverse, which we all know is the case, because Weverse is slowly trying to find things that we want to buy on there. Like the most recent thing that they made was the merch by BTS that we fucking sold out in an insane amount. So Weverse is trying to hone their merch options, or just like whatever you can buy on there. They're trying to hone what they sell, make it more interesting and attractive for us to buy. So they're going in the right direction. Wonder if they'll do another docuseries. Do you think they'll ever release it on a platform like Netflix? I know HYBE did a deal with Warner Brothers, right? Who owns HBO Max? I don't know who owns HBO. But I would like BTS to be on like a publicly, like a common streaming platform. Mostly because anytime I've wanted to introduce people to BTS, like coworkers, they're like, is there anything about them on Netflix? And I'm like, no. There's the thing about them on YouTube, but you have to pay for it. Or you have to go get Weverse and pay for it. And they're just like, no. And then they don't. But then I've had other coworkers come to me and say like that they watched the Blackpink docuseries on Netflix, and that's why they were like really interested. And they're like, is there anything for BTS? And I'm like, no, not on there. So I not that I need more armies to compete for tickets with or merch with, but if people want to know about BTS, it would be nice to have an easily accessible place to direct potential new fans or people who are curious to. Payment amount trend. I don't know. In one go, I guess. Maybe people are spending more money. Whatever. Moving on. Oh. Artist total following. Followers continue to grow. HYBE versus non-HYBE artists. Because on Weverse, you don't have to be a HYBE artist to be on that app. So they're saying the amount of HYBE artists the amount of HYBE artists is static, but the amount of non-HYBE artists who keep joining the app grows, which is good because it means that the app is sustainable beyond just this label. Other people think it has value and want to join it and think it will allow them to access their reach their fans better and allow them to sell more stuff to them. Artist postings. The more artists you have, the more they post. So this is just saying like the app is interactive. More people are posting shit on there and interacting with their fans. And same thing with fans. Artists are posting more and fans are posting more. So everyone likes the app. Summary of their income statement. We already looked at this up above. I don't really know. I don't really care. All that matters is that they're making more money. They're showing growth. And then their balance sheet. They have more assets, which is good. They have a lot more assets. They have a lot more assets. That's because they acquired Ithaca. So all of the assets and liabilities that Ithaca had now roll up into them. That's just all it means. Like, a balance sheet is just an indication of how big the company is. Because you can be a tiny company and make a shit ton of money. But this is them saying, we're making more money all the time and we're growing. Like, we legit grew in size, in the number of employees we have, and the number of assets we have, artists, and the number of albums we sell, and the number of debt we have. And from 2019 where we had lost some money. In 2020, we started to generate money. And this year, we made even more money. Yeah, this is good. This is all just an indication of a healthy company. Yeah. Okay. So that is it. So this is my interpretation of their statements. So what I want to do now is listen to their earnings call about this with you guys and see if they agree with what I've deduced, and if they tell us anything new that I couldn't glean just from looking at this. So you guys can all find their earnings call stuff, by the way. You just have to go to their website. You go to investors, you go to IR data room, and then here's the earnings report that I just looked at. Do they have their annual report? Nope, they do not. Yeah, no, this is all from last year. Operations report. Nope, this is from 2020. Do they have anything in other? Nope. So in here, they have each quarter's earnings report. You click on it. Here's the thing I just downloaded. This fact sheet is never really helpful, but you can look at it. It's a spreadsheet. And then if you want to hear the earnings call, you just copy this link into a new browser, and it's here. So I'm going to have BTS be quiet for a minute. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to play this, and we're just going to...
안녕하세요. 주식회사 하이브의 4분기 실적 발표에 참여해 주셔서 감사합니다. 저는 진행을 맡은 IR팀의 이상우입니다. 순차 통역으로 진행될 오늘 발표에서는 박주원 CEO와 이경준 CFO가 지난 2021년의 주된 아티스트 성과, 4분기 진행되었던 오프라인 공연에 대한 실적 및 계획, 게임 사업의 현황과 계획을 말씀드리고, 이어서 2021년 연간 및 4분기 재무실적과 플랫폼 지표를 말씀드린 뒤 질의응답을 갖는 순서로 진행되겠습니다. 본 실적 발표는 한국채택 국제회계 기준을 기초로 작성된 것으로 연결 결산에 대한 잠정 실적 결과이며 외부 감사인과의 감사 과정에서 일부 내용이 변경될 수 있다는 점 당부 말씀드립니다. 그러면 먼저 박주원 CEO의 설명이 있겠습니다.
Good afternoon. Thank you for joining the fourth quarter 2021 earnings release call. I'm Lee Sang-woo of HYBE's IR team, serving as the moderator. At today's call, where consecutive interpretation is to be provided, CEO Park Ji-won and CFO Lee Kyung-jun will look at key accomplishments by HYBE artists in 2021 and the results of in-person concerts in Q4 and related plans, and speak about the current state and plans of the game business, and touch upon the earnings for the whole 2021 and its fourth quarter, and platform indicators, before concluding with a Q&A session. Please note that today's earnings are preliminary consolidated estimates under KIFRS and are subject to change during external audit review. Let me now invite CEO Park.
안녕하세요, 박주원입니다. 참여해주신 분들께 감사의 말씀을 드립니다. 하이브의 아티스트들은 2021년 한 해 동안 국내뿐 아니라 글로벌 음악 시장에서 역사에 기록될 많은 성과들을 이뤄냈습니다. 버터와 퍼미션 투 댄스, 그리고 콜드플레이와의 콜라보레이션으로 발매된 마이 유니버스를 통해 빌보드 핫100 10주 연속 1위 및 총 12주 1위라는 대기록을 세웠고, 저스틴 비버와 아리아나 그란데 등 하이브 소속 아티스트 전체로 보면 52주 중 22주간 핫100 1위를 차지하는 기염을 통했습니다.
Good afternoon. I'm HYBE CEO Park Ji-won. Welcome to everyone for joining us today. 2021 saw HYBE's artists make a series of historic achievements not only in Korea but on the global music scene. And BTS's Butter, Permission to Dance, and My Universe in collaboration with Coldplay set an impressive record of topping the Billboard Top 100 for 10 straight weeks and a total of 12 weeks. And HYBE's artists, including Justin Bieber and Ariana Grande, together pulled off the tremendous feat of being on top of the same chart for 22 weeks of the total of 52 weeks.
2018년부터 2020년까지 방탄소년단이 활약했던 빌보드 200 차트에서 2021년은 하이브의 다른 아티스트들도 함께했습니다. 세븐틴은 10월에 발매한 미니 앨범 아타카가 판매 200만 장을 넘어서며 5앨범 연속 밀리언셀러를 달성하였고 빌보드 200에도 진입하였습니다. 투모로우 바이 투게더는 6월 발매한 정규 앨범과 11월에 발매한 일본 EP가 모두 빌보드 200에 총 14주 동안 랭크되었고 K-팝 남성 아티스트로는 방탄소년단을 제외하고 유일하게 연말 결산 빌보드 200 차트에 올랐습니다. 엔하이픈은 10월에 발매한 정규 앨범 디멘전 딜레마로 데뷔 1주년도 되지 않아서 밀리언셀러에 올랐으며 동시에 빌보드 200 11위를 달성하며 세계 무대에서 그 인기를 확인하였습니다.
The Billboard 200 chart, which was frequented by BTS between 2018 and 2020, also ranked HYBE's other artists in 2021. 17th mini album Ataka, released in October, became the band's fifth consecutive million seller by selling more than 2 million copies and made it to the Billboard 200 like the band's earlier albums did. Tomorrow by Together's studio album and Japan EP, released in June and November respectively, were both placed on the Billboard 200 for a total of 14 weeks, with the group being the only other K-pop boy band appearing on the Billboard 200 year-end charts apart from BTS. And HYBE sold more than 1 million copies of their studio album Domination Dilemma, released in October in less than a year of their debut, and proved their global popularity by reaching number 11 on the Billboard 200.
미국뿐만 아니라 세계에서 두 번째로 큰 음악 시장인 일본에서도 2021년 하이브 아티스트들의 위상은 두드러졌습니다. 2021년 오리콘 종합 앨범 차트 100에서 하이브 아티스트들의 앨범 판매량은 전체 아티스트 판매량의 26%, 전체 한국 아티스트 앨범 판매량의 73%라는 압도적인 성과를 이뤄냈는데요. 방탄소년단은 마이클 잭슨 이후 37년 만에 해외 아티스트로서 오리콘 연간 앨범 차트 1위를 차지하였습니다. 세븐틴의 아타카는 오리콘 연간 랭킹 5위를 달성하였으며 해외 아티스트 중에서는 방탄소년단과 나란히 1, 2위를 달성하였습니다. 투모로우 바이 투게더와 엔하이픈 또한 각각 오리콘 앨범 주간 1위에 오르는 쾌거를 이뤄냈습니다. 일본에서 우리 아티스트들이 이러한 성적을 거둔 것은 하이브가 현지 레이블 및 솔루션 거점을 확립하며 현지 시장을 꾸준히 두드린 결과입니다. 올해에는 일본 현지에서 쌓아올린 제작 역량을 바탕으로 새로운 아티스트가 일본에서 데뷔를 할 예정이니 많은 관심을 부탁드립니다.
Aside from the U.S., in the world's second largest music market of Japan, HYBE's artists solidified their standing in 2021. They accomplished the dramatic feat of accounting for 26% of the album sales by all artists on the 2021 Oricon Albums Chart 100 and representing 73% of those by all Korean artists on the same chart. BTS became the first foreign artist in 37 years after Michael Jackson to top the Oricon Annual Albums Chart. 17th Ataka was placed at number 5 on Oricon's annual rankings, and the boy band shared with BTS the top 2 spots among foreign artists. Tomorrow by Together and ENHYPEN pulled off the feat of ascending to number 1 on Oricon's weekly albums chart. Our artists' superb performance in Japan is attributable to their continued efforts in the local market with the establishment of a local label and solution and business. We look forward to your continued interest as our production prowess fostered in Japan will bear the fruit of new artists making a debut in Japan this year.
작년 한 해 동안 회사의 가장 큰 이벤트 중 하나는 4월에 이타카 홀딩스를 하이브의 새로운 가족으로 맞이한 것인데요. 이타카 홀딩스와 하이브가 어떠한 모습으로 함께 미래를 만들어 나갈지 많은 분들이 궁금해하고 계십니다. 그래서 오늘은 특별히 하이브 아메리카의 프레지던트이신 제이슨님께서 이타카 홀딩스를 포함한 하이브 아메리카의 전반적인 현황과 현재 준비 중인 사항들, 특히 하이브와 이타카가 만들어낼 시너지를 중심으로 말씀드리겠습니다. 안녕하세요, 제이슨님.
One of the biggest events for our company over the past year was welcoming Ithaca Holdings into HYBE in April. Many are curious about how Ithaca Holdings and HYBE will build future together. So we have invited HYBE America President Jason to speak about the current state and projects under development of HYBE America, including Ithaca Holdings, with a focus on synergy to be created between HYBE and Ithaca. Hello, Jason.
Hi, 지원님 소개 감사드립니다.
Wow.
Thank you, Jiwon, for the kind introduction.
안녕하세요. 하이브 아메리카 프레지던트 제이슨입니다.
Greetings. As G1 has introduced, I'm Jason, President of HYBE America.
네, 지난 8개월 동안 저희 하이브 아메리카는
I like the flip
글로벌
translation.
원팀 마인드에 기반해서 지금까지의 사업적 히스토리와 강점을 서로 이해함과 동시에 북미와 아시아 음악 시장의 유사점과 차이점을 고려한 그런 효과적인 사업적 통합을 이뤄내는 방향성이 무엇일지에 대해서 정말 많은 고민을 진행해 왔습니다.
For the past 8 months, we have spent our time working and learning from one another and thinking strategically how to successfully merge two companies grounded in Eastern and Western cultures.
실제 시장 구조, 경쟁 구도, 계약 구조, 그리고 일반적인 기업 정책 등 다양한 사업의 영역에서 북미와 아시아 음악 시장에 많은 차이가 존재하기 때문에 완벽한 통합을 이루어내는 하나의 정답은 없지만 함께 글로벌 음악 시장을 선도하고
I'm
함께
confused.
성공한다는
Is this
근본적인 방향성을
English to Korean
공유하면서
or
공통의
Korean to English?
성과를 달성하기 위해 매진을 해왔습니다.
Why is the Korean translation so much longer?
Well, this has its challenges given that the market structure, competitive dynamics, contract structures, and general company policies are different in the West and the East. The fundamental desire to be successful and open new markets remains the same and drives us to work together to achieve one unified outcome.
서로를 이해하고 공동의 사업 목표를 세팅하는 그런 고를 온라인하는 과정에서 미국 내 사업과 운영의 통합도 중요했지만 이 아시아와 북미를 넘어서는 사업의 지속 성장 전략 수행을 위해서는 본사와의 전략적 그리고 정책적 연계 또한 매우 중요하다는 점은 모두가 공감하고 계실 것이라 생각이 됩니다. 이러한 그 고민과 노력의 과정에서 하이브의 혁신적인 사업 모델을 미국 사업 조직에 접목하는 것뿐만 아니라 역으로 하이브의 한국 및 일본 아티스트가 서양에서 활발하게 활동할 수 있도록 적극 지원하는 그런 프로젝트 또한 체계적으로 준비를 하고 있습니다.
Well, I know the HYBE American
With an
CEO
alignment of goals comes a
is
need
Korean.
to integrate the company both vertically and horizontally and implement policies that will allow us to focus on expanding our footprints beyond Asia and North America and grow our business verticals in new business sectors. Additionally, we will continue to grow our North America business as we learn how to apply HYBE's innovative business models to our own organization and also inversely help grow HYBE's Korean, Japanese artist activations in the West.
네, 그 통합 사업의 구조를 확립하고 하이브의 글로벌 목표 달성에 기여하기 위해서 하이브 아메리카는 최근 전체 사업 구조의 개편을 진행했습니다. 조금 더 구체적으로는 the label services, management, business solutions, brands and ventures, and publishing으로 구성된 5개의 사업 부문이 론칭이 되었고요. 통합적 운영 지원 조직이 설계되고 적용이 되었습니다.
In order to layer in structure and achieve the above reference goals, we implemented and announced a reorganization of our entire structure and reporting systems. We did this by establishing and integrating 5 verticals horizontally: label services, management, business solutions, brands and ventures, and publishing under one HYBE America leadership group.
네, 근본 진행한 조직 개편은
They've been swallowed within the HYBE structure. That's good.
효율성을 강화하는 데 도움이 되고 있고요.
That
기존 사업의 성장뿐만 아니라 각 사업
That's good
부분에
people management.
신규 사업 모델의 개발과 적용을 가속화하는 데 도움이 되고 있습니다.
That's how you make
우선
people of an
북미
existing
시장에서
company
미국
understand that
아티스트
things are going to be
적용돼
different.
왔던
You now
다양한
have new
컨슈머,
owners. You
미디어,
have
리테일
to
모델을
change your way of
하이브
working.
한국 및 일본
And you
아티스트
can't just do what you did
북미
before and be
사업에
like, I don't
직접
care about
적용하는
you. I'm doing my
또
job the way I
하이브
did it.
본사가 많은 노하우와 기술을 보유한 팬 머천다이즈 사업 모델을 미국의 클라이언트와 아티스트에 적용하는 부분들, 그리고 하이브의 한국 및 일본 아티스트들의 북미 시장 진출 가속화를 위해서 현지 프로듀서 및 작곡 작사가 네트워크를 직접 연계하는 부분들, 미국 클라이언트 아티스트의 리버스 플랫폼 진출을 위한 체계 및 프로세스를 준비하고 있는 부분들, 그리고 나아가서 최근 미국의 설립이 이루어진 글로벌 블록체인 산업의 리더인 두나노와의 NFT 조인트
I'm gonna
벤처
guess
사업
he's talking about
등이
global synergy.
근본 조직 개편을 통해서 이루어지고 있는 그런 성과
That's what they
중에
always
일부라고
talk about when
말씀드릴
there's
수
an
있겠습니다.
acquisition and a merger.
This structure will allow us to remain nimble and efficient as they not only grow our current business, but also develop new business ventures under each vertical. Some of these initiatives include applying our retail models developed for our U.S. artists to our Korean and Japanese talent. We are developing new fan merchandise for our clients in the West, developed and built by our Eastern counterparts. We have introduced and created new musical opportunities for our K-pop artists with Western producers. We have set a structure to introduce Western artists to our Weverse platform, and we have begun launching our NFT relationship with Dunamu here in the United States.
Okay, I think what they're saying here is that like
다양한 사업의 목표를 효과적으로 달성하기 위해서
they've integrated the like supply chain that Ithaca had of like making merch in the West. They've integrated that with Weverse to make it easier to sell in America, merch in America.
While we would like to see these businesses integrated immediately under one common leadership structure, in order to do this successfully and maximize the benefits of both organizations, we are merging the companies in a systematic and methodical way.
사업부 및 재무와 운영 기능 통합을 필두로 회사의 문화를 발전시켜 나가면서 하이브 아메리카는 지속적으로 하이브 본사와 함께 배우고 성장해 나갈 것입니다. 지원님의 리더십하에 한국 경영진이 효율적으로 추진하고 계신 하이브의 정책과 혁신적인 기술을 하이브 아메리카 조직과 사업에 접목시켜 나가는 과정에서 최고의 성공과 성과가 함께 달성될 수 있을 것이라 믿습니다. 감사합니다.
감사합니다. I know that word. Thank you. Wait, are we done?
Leading with business functions and financial integrations, we will continue to learn and grow together with HYBE Seoul as our company culture evolves. We continue to look to our Korean leadership team to learn how to best and efficiently implement HYBE's policies and innovative technologies within our business to achieve the most successful and desired outcome. Thank you.
Okay.
제이슨님 감사합니다. 앞으로 하이브와 함께 시너지를 발현할 하이브 아메리카의 행보에 많은 성원을 부탁드립니다.
Thank you, Jason. We ask for your continued support for how HYBE and HYBE America unleash synergy together.
다음으로는 오프라인 공연의 재개가 가시화됨에 따라서 하이브가 얻은 성과와 향후 계획에 대해서 말씀드리겠습니다. 지난 11월에는 방탄소년단의 오프라인 콘서트가 2년 만에 LA에서 개최되었는데 많은 팬분들께서 기다리셨던 만큼 성황리에 진행이 되었습니다.
He's the HYBE
소파이 스타디움
president.
역사상 최초로 4회차가 모두 매진되었으며 빌보드 박스코어에 따르면 이는 미국에서 열린 콘서트 기준 18년 만에 가장 큰 규모이며 역대 비영어권 아티스트의 단일 콘서트 사상 최고의 성과라고 합니다. 장소와 시간의 제약으로 인해 함께하지 못했던 팬분들을 위해 온라인 스트리밍과 유튜브 시어터에서의 라이브 플레이로 동시에 진행하였고 총 81만 명의 팬분들과 함께할 수 있었습니다.
This dude.
Next, let me talk about the outcome HYBE has achieved and its future plans in the context of in-person concerts being in reasonable prospect. Last November, BTS held their first in-person concert in 2 years in LA, which was a resounding success, as such engagement was hotly anticipated by so many fans. The 4 performances all sold out, the first in the history of the SoFi Stadium. According to Billboard Box Score, the concert was the largest in scale of all concerts held in the U.S. over the past 18 years, and the largest gross of all time at a single venue by non-English speaking artists. For fans who couldn't attend due to spatial and temporal restrictions, the event was live streamed online and live played on YouTube Theater with 810,000 fans joining.
일부 국가를 중심으로 팬데믹에서 벗어나려는 추세가 확인됨에 따라 2022년에는 본격적으로 아티스트들의 오프라인 공연이 재개될
What other artist is doing this?
방탄소년단은
No
3월에 3회에 걸쳐 시행될
I thought the HYBE America CEO was Lonzo Yoon. This is not the CEO. Jason Lee is the president.
이외에도 지난 18일 시작하여 23년 3월까지
Like his LinkedIn is like saying how he's hiring talent, global talent.
다른 하이브 아티스트들도 오프라인 공연을 가질 예정입니다.
I almost
오프라인
want to
공연과
apply.
온라인 스트리밍을 함께 진행하는 하이브리드 공연을 적극 도입함으로써
Jason has been
더 많은
president
팬분들과
for 9
소통할 수 있게
months.
되었으며 수익성도 개선될 것으로 보입니다.
And before that, he was the chief strategy officer for a year and a half
처음으로 오프라인 공연을 할 계획이며
in Korea,
이를 통해
in
많은
Seoul.
팬분들과 직접 만나게 될 것입니다.
As a trend is emerging for some nations to bring the pandemic under control, 2022 will likely see artists returning to holding in-person concerts.
Woo!
In addition to 3 concerts scheduled for March, BTS is planning additional ones abroad.
Woo!
We'll
Yeah,
keep you updated
Vegas!
with more details soon. Further, leading with Justin Bieber, whose concert tour started on February 18th, with a total of 105 shows in 28 countries until March 2023. Other HYBE artists are planning in-person events. Proactively adopting hybrid formats, combining online and in-person performance, is likely to boost profits and has facilitated communication with more fans. Especially, Tomorrow by Together and ENHYPEN will hold their first ever in-person concert since their debut to connect with more fans.
TXT has never had a
하이브의
concert?
게임 사업에 대해서 말씀을 드리도록 하겠습니다. 게임 사업은 다가오는 메타버스 세계에서 핵심적인 역할을 할 것이라 예상이 됩니다. 그래서 하이브가 만들어 나가는 미래에서도 게임 사업은 음악과 함께 중요한 축이 될 것이라고 생각을 합니다. 하이브가 보유하고 있는 세계 정상급 콘텐츠 제작 역량은 훌륭한 게임을 만들기 위한 역량으로도 직결되는데요. 매력적인 캐릭터와 세계관을 만들어내고 우리의 눈과 귀를 즐겁게 해주는 사운드와 비주얼을 만들어내며
Jason
팬들로
Lee,
하여금 자신들이 좋아하는 대상을 통해
before
다른
he worked for
사람과
HYBE,
협력하고 함께 성장해 나가는
worked for
경험을
Google.
한다는 측면에서 하이브는 좋은 게임을
and
만들기
before that
위한
he worked for
역량과
Hyundai,
경험을
and
많이
before
보유하고
that he
있습니다.
worked for Deloitte.
Let me move on to HYBE's game business, which is expected to play a crucial role in the upcoming metaverse world. The game business will act as an important axis alongside music in the future HYBE is building. The world-class content-making prowess
HYBE is
held by
building their own
HYBE
metaverse?
is directly conducive to a capability to make quality games. HYBE is already equipped with the capabilities and experience to make great games in that it is capable of creating appealing characters and worldviews, delivering sounds and visuals to please our eyes and ears, and allowing fans to gain the experience of collaborating and growing together with others through what they love.
이러한 가능성을 키우기 위해서
Okay.
하이브는 약 3년 전부터 게임 사업을 위한 준비를 착실히
Also,
진행해 왔습니다. 외부 회사를
There's a
통해
thing
아티스트
on
IP를 활용한 게임을 만들기도
LinkedIn
했고
where you can
리듬 게임 제작에
talk
역량을
about
가지고
like
있는
who
스타프를
the kind of
인수하게
people
됐습니다.
who influence you.
하이브는 여기에서 한 발 더 나아가 자체적으로
I
게임
don't see
사업을
this when I
진행하기 위한
use
조직을
LinkedIn,
구축해왔습니다.
but
조직의 이름은
in here,
HYBE IM, 인터랙티브 미디어의 줄임말로
Jason Lee,
한쪽 방향으로
I don't know why I'm
전달되는
obsessed with
콘텐츠가
him, but I
아니라
am. I don't know.
아티스트와 팬, 그리고
His
팬과 팬
interests
사이의
are,
소통이 이루어질 수
his
있는
influencers, like people who
만들어나가겠다는
influence him,
의미가 담겨 있습니다.
are Bill
업계
Gates
탑티어의 제작자분 약
and
80명으로 이루어진
Satya
조직으로
Nadella, who is the
게임
chairman and CEO
개발,
at
그리고
Microsoft.
서비스를 할 수 있는 역량을
So
갖추었습니다.
Jason Lee is a Microsoft fanboy.
To nurture such possibilities, HYBE has been studiously working to lay the foundation of the game business since about 3 years ago. It made games using artist IP in cooperation with
BTS
third
World?
parties and acquired Superb, a company with expertise in rhythm games. HYBE has
Rhythm
taken
Hive.
another step forward and formed an organization tasked with carrying out the game business in-house. Its name is HYBE IM, short for HYBE Interactive Media, with a commitment of creating interactive content between artists and fans and among fans rather than one-way content. Consisting of about 80 top-of-the-line creators,
New
the
game.
organization is armed with capabilities for planning, developing, and servicing its own games.
Woo!
게임 개발 역량의 내재화를 통해 하이브는 기존에
I'm into
서비스하던
it. I
게임인
want more games.
리드마이브에도 큰 개선을 만들어냈습니다. 이번에 진행된 업데이트를 통해 리드마이브에 세븐틴이 합류하였고 다이어리 꾸미기와 같은 새로운 기능들이 추가되었습니다. 이번 업데이트는 새롭게 합류한 하이브 IM 소속 개발자들도
Jason
투입되었고
Lee has been
6개월간
endorsed
기존 플레이어들의 피드백을 수용하여
in a
많은
bunch of
개선 사항이
different skills
반영되었습니다.
on LinkedIn.
업데이트 이후 많은 신규 유저의 유입이
One of them
있었으며
is strategy.
게임 내 결제 금액도 크게 증가하였습니다.
His
업데이트
skill
전후로
is
DAU가
strategy.
약 2배
And he's been
증가하여
endorsed
역대
by
최고 기록을 달성하였으며 리텐션
6
레이트도 약
people,
10배 증가하였습니다.
including someone at Google who works for
Internalizing
gaming.
game development capabilities has brought significant improvements to Rhythm HYBE, a game already in service. The recent iteration of update saw 17 coming on board, and new features such as sprucing up the diary added. The update was enabled by developers at HYBE IM and reflected a big improvement in incorporating existing users' feedback over the period of 6 months. A large influx of new users ensued post-update, with in-game payments showing a sizable growth. The DAU doubled post-update, setting an all-time record, with the retention rate surging 10 times.
Basically what they're saying is we make games that are fun for people to use and make people want to spend money. Microtransactions.
캐릭터 매니지먼트가 가미된 캐주얼 모바일 게임으로 BTS 팬덤을 비롯하여 전
we're
세계
back to
라이브
talking
게임
about
유저들을
BTS.
대상으로 하고 있습니다. 게임에 대한 자세한 안내와 프로모션도 곧 진행될 예정이니 많은 관심을 부탁드리겠습니다.
The aforementioned capabilities ensure a seamless development of new games, with a new one shooting for release in June 2022. It will be a casual mobile game with an element of character management and target BTS fans as well as light game users around the world. Stay tuned for more details and promos of the game
More
soon to
game.
be provided.
More game.
하이브는 자체 개발뿐만 아니라 게임 퍼블리싱 사업도 본격적으로 전개해 나갈 것입니다. 이를 위해서
Can I request
작년부터 게임
Jason
개발사들에
Lee
대한 투자를 검토하였고 개발 중인 게임의
as
유통
a
계약을 체결한 바
contact on...
있으며
No, I
외부 개발
can't.
스튜디오로부터 게임의 유통 판권을 취득하여
LinkedIn
빠른 시간
sucks.
내에 게임 산업에서 영향력을 키워나갈 것입니다.
LinkedIn doesn't let
이를
you
통해 하이브는
request
앞으로도
people to
차별화되는
like
게임
to
콘텐츠를
join
제공하고
unless
앞으로
you're
펼쳐질
like in their
메타버스
network.
세계에서 더욱
And my
다양한
network is too
즐길거리를
far
제공할 수
away
있도록 노력해 나가겠습니다.
from Jason Lee.
Alongside its in-house game development, HYBE will carry out its game publishing business in earnest. To this end, we signed a distribution deal on a game under development following our consideration of investing in game developers last year, and will bolster our presence and influence in the gaming industry by securing a right to distribute games from outside game development studios. This will allow HYBE to continue to deliver differentiated gaming content and work to provide a variety of entertainment in the soon-to-be unfolded metaverse.
이어서 CFO 이경준님께서
You guys hear that?
재무 실적에 관한 사항을
Well, we
말씀드리겠습니다.
kind of already knew that HYBE was trying to make like
Next,
a BTS
CFO Lee
metaverse.
Kyung-jun will continue with the review of our financial results.
Oh, financial results. Okay.
안녕하세요. 이경준입니다.
안녕하세요.
하이브의 연결 기준 재무 실적에 대해 설명드리겠습니다.
Hello, I'm Lee Kyung-jun, HYBE CFO. I'd like to review our consolidated financial results.
Who is this HYBE CFO?
하이브는 2021년 연결 기준 연간 매출액 약 1조
Why
2,577억
can't I look him
원으로
up on
작년
LinkedIn?
대비 58% 성장을 기록하며 창사 이래 최초로 매출 1조 원을 달성하였습니다. 코로나 상황에도 불구하고 하이브는 최근 3년간 연평균 매출
Found
성장률 46%로 폭발적인 성장을 이어나가고
On
있습니다.
Bloomberg.
영업이익은 2021년 1,903억 원으로 전년 대비
What a picture.
31% 상승하였으며 지난 3년 연평균 성장률은 39%입니다. 영업이익률은 15%를 기록했습니다.
In 2021, HYBE made 1,257,700,000,000 won in consolidated annual revenues, a 58% increase over the previous year, surpassing the 1 trillion won mark for the first time since its founding. Despite the pandemic, HYBE's revenues have continued to grow exponentially
ton of money.
at a rate of 46% over the recent 3 years. Operating profits were 190.3 billion won in 2021, a 31% increase year over year, with an average annual growth rate of 39%
Why does
over the
that
past
not
3
agree
years. Operating profit margin
this
was
file?
15%.
Okay, this agrees.
이번 실적 발표부터는 하이브의 수익 창출 능력에 대한 이해를 돕기 위하여 조정
If you're
영업이익,
wondering whether it's
어저스
okay
대비과 어저스
to,
대비다를 설명드리고자 합니다.
Heckle these
하이브는
people who are
경계 없는
talking to us
확장과
while
협력이라는
you're
목표
listening to an
아래
earnings call?
사업을 확장하고 있습니다. CJ E&M과의 합작
The
회사인
answer is yes.
빌리프랩, 저스틴 비버와 함께 만든
Because
의류
you gotta
브랜드인
make them more fun,
브루하우스를
right?
런칭한 NSN 어페럴 등이 대표적인
Plus, I may or
예입니다.
may not have been drinking.
이러한 사업을 통한 이익은 2021년 162억 원으로 국제회계 기준상으로는 영업의 손익으로 분류되고 있습니다.
I'm trying to find a picture of
그러나
the
이러한
CFO.
사업을 통해서 당사가 주도적으로 사업에 참여하고 있을 뿐만 아니라 이러한 협력을 통해 성장을 추구하고 있다는 점에서 하이브 내부적으로는 지분법 이익도 영업이익에 준하여 관리하고 있습니다. 따라서 2021년 사업보고서부터는 조정 영업이익을 공시하기로
Lenzo
하였으며
Yoon is the
이러한
co-CEO of
2021년의
HYBE America.
조정 영업이익은 2,065억 원이고 조정 영업이익률은
The other
16.4%입니다.
co-CEO is Scooter Brown.
이에 더해 비현금성 유무형 자산 상각비를 배제한 2021년의 조정 에비타는 2,656억 원으로 이를 기준으로 한 이익률은 21.1%입니다. 마지막으로 작년에 발생한 인수비용 등 각종 일회성 비용 200억 원까지 감안하면 실제 회사의 실질적인 이익 창출 능력은 더욱 높다고 볼 수 있습니다. 실제로 2021년 법인세 차감 전 영업활동으로 인한 하이브의 현금 창출 능력은 2,375억 원을 기록했습니다.
Starting with today's call, we'd like to present adjusted EBIT and adjusted EBITDA to help with the understanding of HYBE's profit-generating capability. HYBE is expanding its business under the motto of boundless expansion and cooperation, as evidenced by Belief Lab, our JV with CJ and NSN Apparel, which launched Drew House, our JV with Justin Bieber. Profits from such ventures were 16.2 billion won in 2021 and are classified as non-operating profits under international accounting standards. Still, since our company is taking the lead in those businesses and pursuing growth through such a cooperation, such profits under the equity method is internally managed as equivalent to operating profits. Therefore, starting with the 2021 business report, adjusted EBIT is to be publicized with adjusted EBIT at 206.5 billion won and adjusted operating profit margin at 16.4%. And in addition, when excluding the amortization of non-cash tangible and intangible assets, adjusted EBITDA amounted to 265.6 billion won in 2021, with profit margin at 21.1%. Last but not least, when taking into account last year's various one-off expenses totaling 20 billion won, including for the takeover, HYBE's true capability to generate profit can be even higher. In fact, HYBE generated 237.5 billion won in cash flow from operating activity before income tax in 2021.
이어서 4분기 실적에 대해 말씀드리겠습니다.
Okay, so basically what they're
연결
saying is
기준
that
4분기
like
매출액은
they have a couple of
4,598억
joint
원,
ventures
영업이익은
that they have
739억
with
원을
like
달성하며
B-Lift.
지난 3분기에 기록했던 역대
and,
분기 실적 최고치를 다시 한번
there's like
넘어섰습니다.
a Justin Bieber joint venture and whatever else.
Now let me turn to the Q4 earnings.
Hold on.
HYBE generated 459.8 billion won in consolidated revenues and 73.9 billion won in operating profit for the fourth quarter, yet again surpassing the quarterly record set in Q3.
Yeah, they're just listing this out.
4분기 실적은
Basically what they're
전년
saying is like
동기 대비
when you earn money from
48%,
things that you only
영업이익은
like jointly own,
37%
where it's not
증가였고
fully your
직전 분기
business,
대비해서는
you
매출액은
can't
35% 증가,
include that
영업이익은
in revenue
13%
because that's
증가였습니다.
not part of your main business.
앨범과 공연,
That's treated as
광고,
like a
출연과
side business that
매니지먼트와
you're
같은
doing.
직접
So
참여형
because of
매출은
that, you
1,657억
can't
원으로
include it
전체
in
매출의
your
36%를
operating profit
차지하였으며
because your operating
앤디 및
revenue
라이선싱,
minus your
컨텐츠,
operating expenses
팬클럽
equals your
매출 등의
operating
간접
profit.
참여형
Like
매출은
your normal course of business, what you're
2,981억
doing.
원으로 전체
It's
매출의
like after that,
64%를 차지하였습니다.
you get to include the revenue that you make from your side
In
businesses, your
Q4,
joint ventures.
revenues increased
That's why it's down
48%,
here. That's what they were
and operating
explaining.
profits increased 37% year over year, with revenues rising 35% and operating profits rising 13% quarter over quarter. Direct involvement revenues, such as albums, concerts, advertisements, appearances, and management, accounted for 36% of total revenues at 165.7 billion won, with indirect involvement revenues, including merchandising and licensing, content and fan club
Why are the
revenues
numbers they're
at
saying? Why do they not match this?
294.1 billion won for the remaining 64%.
That's weird. I know there was like stuff on here.
각 부문별로 좀 더 자세히 말씀드리면 먼저 앨범 부문 매출은
that I
총
downloaded.
873억 원으로 직전 분기 대비
That still doesn't
33%,
agree.
전년 동기
It's
대비
still
38% 감소했습니다.
그러나 4분기 방탄소년단의 앨범 발매가 없었다는 점을 고려하면 양호한
Anyway,
실적이라고 판단하고
basically, just
있습니다.
to finish what I was saying, like
이는
that's all
세계적으로
they were
좋은
trying to
성적을
explain.
거둔
Because when you
세븐틴의
look
미니
at it
앨범
like here and
아타카의
you
실적이
see this like,
주요했습니다.
oh, it's an adjusted bottom line,
2021년
adjusted
통산 하이브
EBITDA, you're like,
아티스트들의
why was it adjusted?
2021년
What is being
하이브
excluded? You didn't
아티스트들은
explain it to me
통산
here. So they were explaining it on the
2,700만
call.
장의 앨범
That's all
판매를
they were doing.
이뤄냈으며 국내 아티스트들은 약 1,500만 장, 이타카 홀딩스 산하 스쿠터 브라운 프로젝트와 빅머신 레이블 그룹의 아티스트들은 총 1,230만 장의 앨범 판매량을 기록하였습니다. 미국 아티스트들의 앨범 판매량은 빌보드 앨범 차트의 기준인 MRC 데이터에 실물 앨범 판매량의 스트리밍 및 다운로드 횟수를 환산한 값을 더한 수치임을 참고해 주시기 바랍니다.
Let me detail each revenue category. Album revenues were 87.3 billion won, decreasing 33% quarter over quarter and 38% year over year. When considering BTS not releasing an album in Q4, however, the numbers were quite good, mainly driven by the global success of 17th mini album Ataka. For the whole 2021, HYBE artists sold 270 million copies of album, with domestic artists accounting for some 15 million copies, and artists of Scooter Braun projects and Big Machine label group under Ithaca Holdings a total of 12.3 million copies. Please note that the album sales by U.S. artists are the sum of physical album sales in MRC data, the source of sales information for the Billboard album charts and streams and download sales.
Okay.
2년 만에 진행된
Does someone have an
콘서트로
MRC
4분기 공연
membership
매출은 총
so we can see
453억
all
원을
this data
기록했습니다.
ourselves?
LA에서 열린 방탄소년단의
Does
Domination
Army have
on
some
Stage
memberships to
콘서트는
that so we can know
오프라인
how,
콘서트
like,
매출
so we can
400억
predict
원을
what the Billboard
기록하였으며
chart
함께
placement
진행한
is going to be?
온라인 스트리밍 매출 및 유튜브 시어를 라이브 플레이까지 합산하면 4회 공연 역대 최고 매출을 달성하였습니다. 올해 하이브의 모든 주요 아티스트들의 공연 계획이 있으며 지난 퍼미션 투 댄스 공연과 같이 하이브리드 형식으로 진행하면 공연 재개 시 더 큰 폭의 성장이 있을 것으로 기대하고 있습니다.
The first in-person concert in 2 years contributed to the concert revenues of 45.3 billion won for the fourth quarter. BTS's Permission to Dance on Stage concert in LA generated 40 billion won in offline revenues, and when adding revenues from online streaming and YouTube theater live play, set record revenues for run of 4 shows. With concerts by HYBE's all major artists planned for this year, putting on a hybrid format like the Permission to Dance concert is expected to increase revenues dramatically upon resumption of such performance.
We know it. Of course it'll increase revenue.
광고, 출연료 및 매니지먼트 부문의 매출액은 331억 원으로 직전 분기와 비슷한 실적을 냈습니다. 이번 분기에는 지난 2분기부터 이 부문에 포함된 이타카 홀딩스 산하의 매니지먼트 부문의 수익이 반영되며 3분기와 비슷한 수준의 매출이 발생하였습니다. 2022년 저스틴 비버의 투어를 시작으로 이타카 홀딩스 아티스트들의 오프라인 활동이 본격적으로 시작됨에 따라 실적도 함께 성장할 것으로 예상됩니다.
Revenues in advertisement, appearances, and management reached 33.1 billion won, a similar level
Sleep, what
to
are
the
you
previous
doing
quarter.
in my chat?
The Q4 revenues in this category included Ithaca Holdings management revenues, which were first included in Q2 and were similar to those in Q3. We expect the figures to grow as Ithaca Holdings artists' offline activities begin in earnest, led by Justin Bieber's 2022 tour.
I don't care about Justin Bieber.
간접 참여형 매출 중 하나인 MD 및 라이선싱 부분의 4분기 매출은
You guys, we have a special
1,256억
guest in our
원으로
chat on
직전
the stream.
분기와
We
전년
have
분기 대비 각각
my time
64%,
producer Sleep D is popping
87%
in here.
증가하였습니다. 이번
On the
분기에는
YouTube
BTS
account that
LA
you
콘서트
probably
효과로
dusted off.
아미방과 투어 MD가
Can we
매출
mute it?
성장에 크게
Are you sick
기여를
of this too?
하였으며 한가위와
Alright,
연말을
let's
겨냥한
turn
시즌
this off.
상품들,
I don't want to listen
해외
to them
한정
anymore.
MD들, BTS 21이 팬들로부터 좋은 반응을
Okay, I can't do this anymore. I gave you guys a more in-depth analysis of this than HYBE ever will. So whatever. All right. Let's go back. Let's go back to this thing. Oh, that's the sleep. Yeah. The sleep. Thank you for joining us, Sleep. This is probably like, you explain much better, thank you. This is probably like the first time you've dusted off your YouTube account in a hot minute, I imagine. I thought I was here under my burner. Nope, you fucked up. You're such a liar. Yeah, well, you missed the good stuff because the rest of us here got educated on how much money HYBE made in 2021. It was a lot. They made over $1 billion, which was basically $400 more million than they made the last year. So, Sleep, do you wanna join us via audio? You don't have to show us your face, but you want to talk with us? You made a mistake coming here, my dear. They paid me a lot too, so go HYBE. Yes, they did. They paid you a lot and they still made $1 billion. Your paycheck is included in the about $897 million worth of expenses they had. Like when Jungkook shared the Namjoon fan art on the main. I don't get it. Oh, anyway, okay, I can take these out. I can put music back on, thank God. Sleep, did I scare you? Do you not want to join us via audio? Taking off to dinner, I'll go live on video with you in a couple weeks. You don't have to be on video, you can just call me. How was your day? Do you want to tell us about your song camp? Oh, you're leaving? What a tease. You're such a tease. I need music again. Oh. This song seems so appropriate after we listen to all that. Yeah, Sleep is such a tease. I'll get him on here at some point. But yeah, so we have now listened to part of the earnings call. You can go listen to more of it if you want. It's honestly, like, I'm sure they've said some interesting things in there, but, like, they're also trying not to be too detailed because they don't want to give away company secrets. They don't want to give away their strategy too much. And they don't want, I guess they don't want people to misconstrue what they're saying and then later be like, you gave us false information and we invested blah, blah, blah. So they try and have their like financials and their charts speak for themselves, which is why it's easy enough for me just to look at them and be like, okay, this is what I think. This is what I think this means. This is what I think they're implying, because that's the whole point. They want investors to be able to look at it themselves and evaluate it with like a financial accounting framework and be like, okay, good, metrics good, your strategy's good, blah, blah, blah. But yeah. So we have now successfully completed all of that. If they come out with an annual report, I may do a stream if I look through it and I see like anything interesting that they have in there. Otherwise it might just be the same thing as what we just looked at, in which case you already have all the details that they're good. They're a healthy company. Their strategy is paying off. It's making them more money. It's making them more fans, which grows their customer base, which grows the pool of people who they can make money off of. So my only thing is I still think too much of their revenue comes from BTS, which like is great because it shows how incredible BTS is and how many armies there are. But it also means that, like, if I was BTS and I wanted to pause my career, or if I had to go to the military, there's a, like, or if I just want to go, like, freaking have a family and have kids, it becomes more problematic. Because if I leave, well, so does the amount of money the company makes, and all of the people I know who I work with on a daily basis, suddenly their job is in jeopardy and their livelihoods are in jeopardy, and, you know, which means they might not be able to, you know, sustain their own families, their own wives and kids. So, like, it's a butterfly effect. So I still think there has to be a way to adjust this, and maybe that's what HYBE is trying to do by debuting all of their new music groups. But I guess we will see. All right, well, that is it. That is all I have to say. I wonder how they're going to be able to break away from BTS bringing in the most money into their company, because they're clearly trying to do that, but it's not that easy. Exactly. And, like, we talk about it all the time, that there will never be another BTS. They only exist the way they do because there was so much stacked against them, and we all connected with them. And I think the majority of us are like, I'm only loyal to BTS. I can't be loyal to anyone else. So what the fuck is HYBE gonna do about it? I don't know. Maybe we're just gonna go into the age of deep fakes where they have like fake versions of BTS performing for us, like a la Vocaloid. I don't know if you guys know what Vocaloid is, but it's a Japanese software that is like, it's fake. It's like a software that you can download and make music with, and it's fake voices associated with, like, fake characters, and it's really popular in Japan because anybody can make music with it. And they've actually had concerts with like a big huge white screen that's like a 3D projector, so it can project, like, the 3D character and like perform music. And the Japanese audience goes fucking wild for it. You can look it up on YouTube. Just, like, look up Vocaloid concert. So who knows? Considering HYBE has that kind of software, and they've done it with that one Korean artist who passed away, which was met with, like, a weird combination of confusion or creepiness. I don't know. But so, like, HYBE does have that capability. I just don't know if they would ever turn it to BTS. Anyway, all right. All that being said, you know, I was hoping HYBE would work with more soloists and indie artists instead of going crazy with more idol groups. Just a random thought I had. Might not make as much money, though. Yeah, exactly. Like, there's trade-offs. But maybe they just have a lot of stuff in the works and a lot of strategies or things strategized out that we just haven't seen yet. So all we can do is wait. But yeah. And then if you guys want to listen to the rest of the earnings call, it's there for you. It's there for you. I hope you enjoyed me harassing Jason Lee, the president of HYBE America. I'm still butthurt that I cannot friend him on LinkedIn. Kind of like with Yoongi on Dynamite Christmas version. Exactly. Didn't they buy Zico's company? They did. They bought that in either 2020 or 2021, so he's under them now too. I'll just listen to you talk about HYBE stuff. Yeah, I know. I always make it more fun. Jason Lee might join my group of people that I like, along with Lenzo Yoon and Bang PD Nim. I don't know why. Sometimes I just get a vibe, and I'm like, at least I can follow his activity on LinkedIn. So if you guys want to do that, he's there for you. Okay, but now for real. I will see you guys next time. Have a good night, morning, day, whatever. I'll talk to you guys later.